Okay, I decided to work on the block that holds the square nuts, square threaded nuts. So, and I'm going to make that out of aluminum. The brass gets fitted into that, so it should be fine. I'm fiddling with my light right now. Alright, I've got a chunk of aluminum here. I'm going to try to square up. It's a pie piece out of a round that I got from work. I got a few of these rounds that are this thick, and they're probably about that big around. So I'm not exactly sure what the diameter of them are. They're pretty good size. I bought a bunch of those, and that's when they decided that no more of it. That I couldn't. I don't know who complained about it, but somebody complained that I was taking that material, and I don't know if they realized I was paying for the scrap price for that material, but whatever. I wasn't gonna make a big fit about it. I think I got probably 200 or 300 pounds of those rounds before they said no. Before they said no more, which, whatever, right? There's always somebody in the crowd that's thinking that they're not getting something that you're getting, and they want it too. And anyway, that's life. That's the way it is everywhere. There's always whiners in the crowd. Alright, I'm going to put a parallel under here, and I'm going to cut that. This is the stuff that I kind of like, you know. I'm going to be hogging some material off. You know. And I think I'll use... I could use a shell mill. Yeah, I'm going to use a shell mill. I actually like this little shell mill, and this was dug out of the trash too. That got thrown away because one of the insert seats was screwed up, and I fixed it, and I salvaged it. So there are a lot of things that got thrown away that you would not believe. You just wouldn't believe how much stuff they threw away. I mean, they could have increased their profit earnings by a bunch if they would just quit throwing stuff away. I had laughed because I worked in the design area, and some of the tools I designed used some toggle clamps, right? And it was like, oh God, I'd say 40 or 50 toggle clamps that I designed into this tool. Well, just so happens they had thrown away about, well, a tub full. There had to have been over 50 of them in there. Same ones that I called out on my tool. So they had to go buy them. So they ended up buying, they threw a bunch out, then they turned around and had to buy them back, or buy new ones again. And those toggle clamps, they're not cheap by any means. They're, I want to say at least 20 bucks a piece. So, you know. But that's the way it went out there. one department threw stuff away, the other department turned around and bought it back. What did I say, 70? 45, yeah, 70. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay, what do we got? 875, right on the money. For that. Now, I might have messed up. I could have probably got both blocks out of this, and I'm thinking I'm only going to get one. Darn it. So, I'm just going to drop at 50. And that's going to be a pretty healthy cut, I think. That's going to be more than the insert. Okay, drop at 100. How's that? Yeah, better make it 200. 200. There we go. That'll work. This reminded me of the good old days, throwing chips. Making chips. I remember back, it was, wasn't it in the first year? No, I think it was like in maybe the second year that I worked there. I was working on a hydrotil, 3-spindle, hogging some root head side panels out. And we were working over the weekend. The chip guy didn't come over the weekend. We filled all the barrels up with chips. We had no place to stack the chips, so we stacked them in the aisle. We had a stack of chips, and I'm not lying, that was 10 feet in diameter and 6 feet tall. A pyramid of chips in the aisle. Oh, we made chips, I'll tell you. Those Brute side panels started out at 200 and some, I think it was 200 and some pounds, and when we were done milling on them, I think they weighed 21 or 22 pounds then. So that's how much material we removed on those. Like I say, that was, to me, that was fun. I liked watching those chips fly. All right, so there's an 875 by 875 pyramid, or block, or whatever you want to call it. And we want it 812 long. Let me measure the brass nuts. I want to make sure I got room for them. I don't want to make that and then find out that, and they are 350. So it'd be 700. So what do we got here? I'm gonna take this over to the bandsaw and bandsaw it right down the middle, I think. Yeah. That'd give me a 1-inch block on each side, I think. 1 inch. 1 inch. So I will be back. I'm gonna go bandsaw that right down the middle. Right down the middle of my scribe marks here. And then we need to flip it over. Well, we'll need to mill so that they're both the same length, and then we'll flip it over. Bore the 8 or 625 hole through, and counter bore it on each end, and then put 3 screw holes in it. Not sure what size screw I'm going to go with. Probably 256. So anyway, I'll be back. And when, I'm going to vacuum some of these chips up since we're done hogging now. And with my aluminum, I got a vacuum cleaner for the aluminum, and I got a vacuum cleaner for just scrap steel and junk. So use the aluminum vacuum and suck them up. So I'll be back. Okay, I loaded up a 1/2 inch end mill, and I've got a block in here, got stop set. We'll come up here and we'll take a skim cut on this side. This block has a little bit of a step in it. Bring this down. How are we looking here? All right, here we go. Go over 10. Okay, clean that up pretty good. Now I'll take this one and put it over here. Okay, so now they're both the same size. I'm just going to take and flip and take a light cut on this side, on the opposite side. Just hit it with the file a little bit. So we're just going to flip it. I'm going to take about 10 thou on this side. Oops. What did you do? Crank it the wrong way? Why, yes I did, I think. Alright. Got out. Put it over on the other side of the device. Might have to take more than 10. Well, maybe not. That'll do. Now it calls out 812. Calls out 812, and we are at 980, which will be just fine. So now we got to bore holes. We got to set up and bore a hole through. So 625. I don't have a ream in that size. I got a video working and I need to go take a check on it and get it started uploading if it's. Plus, I need to go do snows yet today too, so I may not be back today with this. But anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to drop this down, just in case I were to bump the feed. So anyway, I'll be back when we're set up, and what I'll do is I'll pick up the sides, come over and bore that hole through. So I'll be back then. Okay, I didn't have to go blow snow. My father-in-law's neighbor down there did the sidewalk, did the driveway. He's got a one of the best neighbors, I'll tell you. He says, yeah, I'll blow the snow off of the driveway and the sidewalk for you so you don't have to come to town. Well, we're not that far out. I mean, we're not even out of the city limits. We're on the edge of the town, but... So anyway, he done it, which is... That's fine with me. I mean... I didn't ask him to. He volunteered to do it, so he's like I say, he's a good neighbor, right there to do it. So, well, that's less that I have to do. Because the driveway is all right, but the sidewalk on one end is so kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm happy that I didn't have to do it. Alright, well, I'm setting up, I set the stop up, I'm setting up so we can drill and I don't know if it'll be ream or bore that hole. So we're going to have to take the parallel out. We're going to have to drop the table down. Okay. Now I'm going to pick up the back edge and that edge. Get my edge finder out. 1/2-inch collet still in there. Come over. I got the camera up in the air there, so should be getting a good view of what's going on. Down, lock that. You know, I like these lights, you know, a certain way, but in a certain way I don't like them. They kind of get in the way and they're kind of a pain. And then plus they're too bright when I'm looking into it. There. 0, move 100. And 100. And 0 that. So now we're sitting on center line on that. Okay, so now we'll move over and pick up that side. I definitely like this edge finder, I tell you. Sometimes I wonder if it's getting me close enough, and then I go and check. Oh yeah, it's plenty close enough. 0. Moving 100. And I'm going to set it at 0 here. 0 and 0. Now, I got to figure out exactly where I want to put that hole. Is it in the center of that block? Or is it up a ways? It's actually toward one side, the way it looks. So that would be moving it out. All right, let me get the dimensions off of the flange, because I want to be over enough so that the flange of the nut doesn't protrude, stick out. I'm still pretty happy with the way the lead screws came out. I'll take the nuts off of here. I think I made them all. I think I did a run on them, and the one is all boogered up from pliers, but the other two are. Oops, it's the left hand. All right, so there they are. That's what's got to fit in, one end and then the other. And I want it a nice. I wanted a nice slip fit. I don't want it tight. So what is the diameter of this flange? This flange is 700 thou, so 350. So I want to move over at least 350 thou. Okay. 2, 3. I'm going to go 355. All right. Now, this way I want it centered. Correct? And these are 875. I gotta grab a pencil. You'd think that I would be able to do that in my head. You know, I used to be so good at math too, and now it seems like, oops, that's 4. 3 would be 6, right? 3 would be 6. 6. Alright, 2 times that is 15, 6, 7, yep. 437.5. Duh. Ah! Really? Alright, 437.5. Oops, went by it. Shot right by it. Right there. Lock that. Lock that. Get this out. Sometimes I have a brain fart like that, and it's just like, can't figure it out. Which sometimes it scares me. Alright, so these are 625, and I want to go through that all the way through to 625. Take the parallel out before I forget. Tighten that up. And I don't think I have 5/8 reamer. I don't think I want to trust the 5/8 reamer anyway. So I'm going to change colors here. Put a 3/8 collar in. Spot drill. Tighten that up. Move my calipers before I throw a wrench on it. Alright. Okay. Put a 3/8 drill in. Put a little stuff on there. This is 7075 T657 or T7075 T657. Is that right? Does that sound right? Anyway, it's actually pretty tough to carry. It's not just, it's aircraft quality aluminum. God, you don't know how many times I've heard that and just chuckled. Alright, we're going to go with 1/2 inch now. Oh, down here. Laid it on the table. Not going to be able to get that in there. Nope. Alright. Back up. Half-inch end mill. I might have a 5/8 boring end mill I can go through there with. I don't want to lose those. It was fun making them, but I don't want to make them over. If you know what I mean. Okay. And let's look to see. I might have a 5/8 boring end mill. What do we got here? That's a 3/4. That's a 640. And a 640. Here we go. I got a 600 here. And then I'll go through there with. I'll get me close. Okie doke. So now what I'm going to do is mark that one and then put the other one in there and do the other one right away too. So I'm just going to mark the locating corner. Get that nice and clean. There's going to be a burr underneath. Actually, not much of a burr. And put the next one in. That way, when I set the boring head up and do one and get it the right size, I can just switch parts and do the second one right away. Okay. Down there. And we start with a 3/8 again. Drill. Inch. Well, I'm glad I put that knurling on that drawbar. Why it works so nice to change collets back and forth. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, I knurled the just under the nut or the hex of the drawbar. Telemarketer more than likely. Wife will answer it. We have to answer the phone now instead of just letting her go to. Well, we can still let it go to the voicemail, I guess. In case it was the nursing home calling. I better check the camera to see if, make sure that we're still recording there. Yep. Okay, now we're ready for the boring bar. Boring bar and boring head. Let go. Alright, get that out of there. Put these tools away. Getting into the habit of using a tool and then leaving it out and then forgetting about it. You know, and at work, when I was at work, I didn't do that. Why do I do it now? I didn't do it at work because every time you did do that,